Ladies and gentlemen, feel the weight of the moment. The grass court season has reached its most unforgiving juncture, where tradition meets raw calculation, and one withdrawal can redraw the entire landscape of a Grand Slam. We are not simply talking about matches anymore. We are talking about the invisible architecture that determines who walks onto those pristine Wimbledon courts with protection and who is left exposed to the sport's heaviest hitters from the very first ball. The seeding race for Wimbledon is not a formality. It is a mathematically brutal filter that separates opportunity from chaos. Secure a top 32 position and the tournament tilts in your favor. You are shielded from the sport's undisputed powers for the opening rounds. You face qualifiers, wild cards, and lower-ranked players, earning precious time to adjust to the low, skidding bounce, to find rhythm, and to build momentum toward the second week, where careers are defined. Fail to land inside that cutoff and the draw becomes a minefield. You could open against Aryna Sabalenka or Iga Swiatek, watching months of preparation evaporate in under an hour. That single number on the seeding list is not cosmetic. It is structural. It is the difference between survival and immediate elimination. And right now, the tennis world is witnessing a story of extraordinary timing, shifting fortunes, and cold mathematical mercy centered on the pride of the Philippines, 21-year-old Alexandra Eala. The headline that has cut through the noise is as surprising as it is layered. Eala remains positioned to claim a Wimbledon seeding even if she falls in her opening match against Donna Vekic. This is not hype. It is the product of frantic events over the last 72 hours, a grass court swing full of improbable runs, and the harsh reality that injuries create openings as quickly as they end dreams. Let us set the stage properly. Entering this week, Eala was riding genuine momentum. She had just captured her second career WTA 125 title at the Birmingham Open, displaying controlled aggression from the baseline and a maturity well beyond her years. That run lifted her ranking points to 1,416, placing her at number 33 in the world, agonizingly close to the top 32 cutoff for Wimbledon seeding. An entire nation held its breath. The Philippines, a country passionate about its athletes, sensed history approaching, the possibility of its first homegrown player securing a Grand Slam seed in the modern era. The June 22nd cutoff date transformed every point into a high-stakes equation. One good result could seal the deal. One bad result could slam the door. Then the chaos arrived. While Eala recovered from her Birmingham success, a completely separate drama unfolded at the WTA 500 HSBC Championships at Queen's Club in London. Veteran Croatian Donna Vekic, 29 years old, produced one of the more miraculous runs in recent memory. She had lost in qualifying. Her week appeared finished. Yet a late withdrawal granted her entry as a lucky loser. What followed was a masterclass. Vekic stormed through the main draw, ultimately defeating hometown favorite and former U.S. Open champion Emma Raducanu in a tense final to claim her fifth WTA singles title. That victory delivered a staggering injection of ranking points, enough to rocket her 43 spots up the WTA ladder from number 76 all the way to number 33. In one lightning strike, she leapfrogged Eala. Compounding the pressure. Raducanu's runner-up result similarly propelled her past the Filipina, dropping Eala 2 places to number 35 in the live rankings with 1,122 points. On paper, it looked like catastrophe. The Birmingham title that was supposed to be her launching pad appeared neutralized overnight by the volcanic resurgence of Vekic and Raducanu. The tennis schedule only heightened the drama. When the draw for the upcoming WTA 500 in Berlin was released, Eala found herself paired in the very first round against the now red-hot Vekic, the same player riding an enormous wave of confidence, grass court pedigree, and fresh title momentum. It felt like destiny had placed an immovable obstacle directly in her path. To reclaim her seeding position, she seemingly needed to defeat one of the most dangerous grass court performers on the planet at that exact moment. However, this is where the deeper realities of the WTA ranking system, physical availability, and impending points attrition come into sharp focus. Official computer rankings tell only part of the story. The Wimbledon entry list and seeding are dictated by who is actually available to compete, and tragedy has struck the American contingent. World number 30 Haley Baptiste has been forced to withdraw from Wimbledon and reportedly the remainder of the season due to a severe injury. This is devastating news for a talented player who had earned her place in the top 30 through dedication and hard work. We extend nothing but the best wishes for her full recovery. Yet, in the unforgiving arithmetic of professional tennis, Baptiste's absence creates the precise opening Eala required. With her withdrawal, the seeding threshold effectively slides downward. The player ranked number 33 now occupies the 32nd seeding position. That shift alone changes the equation. The complexity does not end there. Several players clustered inside the top 35 are defending substantial points from the previous year, points that will expire precisely on the June 22nd cutoff. When all variables are calculated, points dropping, points defending, confirmed withdrawals, and current totals, a clear picture emerges. Even if Eala loses her first-round match against Vekic in Berlin, her current total of 1,122 points, strengthened considerably by the Birmingham title, is mathematically projected to remain safely above the adjusted cut line. She has, in essence, built a buffer. The points earned through sweat in Birmingham have become an insurance policy strong enough to withstand an early exit in Germany. The suffocating pressure to post a deep run in Berlin has been dramatically reduced by these structural shifts around her. Eala has stepped into what we can only describe as the magic circle. The hard work was completed days earlier. Now the external dominoes are falling in her favor. This is perseverance meeting fortune in real time. It underscores a deeper truth about the tour. Every tournament matters, even a WTA 125 event that some might dismiss as beneath a top 50 player. Those ranking points fought for through fatigue and weather delays have proven to be the difference between anxiety and security. This brings us to a necessary deep dive into exactly how Eala positioned herself for this moment of mathematical grace. For a player inside the top 50 to deliberately drop down to a WTA 125 event is a strategic choice loaded with risk and reward. It signals the need for matches, for rhythm, and for confidence on a surface as specialized and treacherous as grass. Eala recognized that her development on grass remained a work in progress. Rather than chase prestige at a higher-level event, she prioritized match play. The decision proved inspired. Her Birmingham campaign opened with a statement. She dismantled Priscilla Hahn 6-0, 6-2 in under an hour. On grass, where the ball stays low and skids, exceptional footwork and compact, reliable technique are non-negotiable. Eala demonstrated immediate adaptation. No wild sliding, but precise small adjustment steps, staying low to the ground, and taking the ball on the rise early. She followed with clinical straight-set victories over Alina Korneva and Mananchaya Sawankayo. In those matches, her baseline evolution became visible. A natural ball striker, Eala understood that heavy topspin is often absorbed and neutralized on grass. She flattened her strokes, driving through the ball with penetration rather than brushing up. Her left-handed forehand, typically a heavy looping shot on other surfaces, morphed into a piercing weapon that pinned opponents deep in the corners. The true measure of her character, however, arrived in the semifinals against Rebecca Masarova. Do not be deceived by Masarova's current ranking around 132. She is a former world number 62 with raw power, ideally suited for faster courts. Injuries have slowed her, but on her best days she remains a formidable threat. The semifinal became a war of attrition. Eala took the first set 6-2. Masarova responded to claim the second 6-4. In the third, Eala built a commanding 5-2 lead. The finish line was visible. Then the ultimate grass court variable intervened. British weather. Rain halted play. Imagine the psychological toll, sitting in the locker room, one game from the biggest grass court final of your young career, watching on television as another rising star claimed a major title while your own breakthrough remained suspended. Many players would unravel. Eala did not. When play resumed on the damp, heavy surface hours later, she stepped up with conviction, served with purpose, and closed out the match 6-3. That was not merely a tennis victory. It was a demonstration of mental discipline prevailing over environmental disruption. She carried that composure into the final against 20-year-old Czech rising talent Nikola Bartunkova, the fifth seed, navigating the match with clarity to secure the title and those vital ranking points. Despite the triumph, sharp-eyed analysts noted that Eala's grass game remains unfinished. The most glaring deficiency lies in her serve. While her baseline tennis sits comfortably at a top 30 level, her service motion and output lag behind. On grass, the serve is the ultimate equalizer. It must generate free points, hit spots consistently, deploy effective slice serves wide, and protect the second delivery from aggressive returners. Observers have highlighted that her first serve percentage frequently dips into the low 60s, and her second serve can sit up invitingly in the strike zone. If Eala aims not merely to appear at Wimbledon, but to make a genuine run into the second week, this element of her game must be refined. Subtle increases in speed, but more critically, vastly improved placement and variation that render it unpredictable. All of this leads us to the compelling first-round collision scheduled in Berlin, Alexandra Eala versus Donna Vekic. It is a classic matchup of contrasting forces. Vekic enters on the ultimate high. Winning a WTA 500 title as a lucky loser is the stuff of highlight reels and cinematic drama. She silenced a partisan British crowd by defeating Raducanu with blistering flat forehands and a booming first serve. At 29, she carries the experience of an Olympic silver medalist from the 2024 Paris Games and a Wimbledon semifinalist from 2 years ago. She understands the grass like few others, the subtle bounces, the required angles, the footwork necessary to dominate the surface. She may be the most dangerous unseeded player in the entire draw, yet history offers Eala a significant psychological anchor. The two met once before, earlier this year at the ASB Classic in Auckland on hard courts. Vekic took the opening set 6-4 and applied intense pressure, creating 12 break points. Eala responded with elite returning, winning 45% of the points on Vekic's serve and breaking her 6 times. She adapted, absorbed pace, redirected with lethal left-handed angles, and stormed back to win the second and third sets 6-4, 6-4. That victory proved she can neutralize Vekic's power and create breaks even when the veteran is serving well. Hard courts favor Eala's natural game. Grass tilts toward Vekic's flat, penetrating strikes. Still, Eala knows she can extend rallies, force Vekic to hit one more ball than she prefers, and occasionally expose vulnerabilities in the veteran's movement. The tactical chess match in Berlin will be revealing. Vekic will seek to serve big, dictate with her forehand, and keep points short. First strike tennis under 4 shots. Eala must counter with intelligent variety. Left-handed slice serves wide on the ad side to pull her opponent off the court. Heavy cross-court forehands to pin Vekic in her backhand corner and prevent her from stepping around to unload. And returns placed with depth directly at the shoelaces to deny Vekic the chance to step inside the baseline and take charge. If Eala prevails, it would send an unmistakable message throughout the locker room and set up a potential second-round encounter against world number 2, Elena Rybakina. But even if Vekic's current grass court momentum proves decisive, the larger narrative returns to the same remarkable reality. The mathematics have insulated Eala. Baptista's withdrawal combined with substantial points dropping for players ranked near her have created a protective buffer. The fortress constructed in Birmingham is holding firm, barring an extreme and unlikely scenario in which multiple players ranked outside the top 40 suddenly win titles simultaneously. Eala is positioned to appear on that Wimbledon seeding list. We must contextualize what this represents. A Grand Slam seed is a paradigm shift. Practice court access improves. Media attention moves from curiosity to credible contention. Most importantly, the physical and emotional toll of the first week is reduced. Unseeded players frequently must produce the match of their lives on day 2 or 3 simply to reach the second round, leaving them depleted for subsequent challenges. A seeded player drawing a wild card ranked around 250 can often operate at 75% capacity, conserve energy, protect joints, and advance with relative efficiency. It is compound interest applied to elite sport. Easier early rounds create freshness for the business end of the tournament, where real prize money, ranking points, and legacies are forged. For the Philippines, this moment carries historic resonance. This is a nation that has long celebrated excellence in basketball and boxing. To witness a homegrown tennis talent not merely competing but earning respect and protection at the Cathedral of Tennis represents a genuine barrier-breaking achievement. Eala carries the aspirations of millions every time she steps to the line to serve. She is demonstrating that world-class grass-court tennis can emerge from Southeast Asia. The traditional power centers of Europe and North America hold no monopoly on excellence. Her progression from junior Grand Slam titles at the French Open and U.S. Open through the grind of the ITF circuit to the verge of a Wimbledon seed illustrates disciplined, linear development. She has not skipped steps. She has absorbed setbacks, adapted her technique, and steadily evolved. As the next few days unfold, attention will fixate on the courts in Berlin. The encounter between Eala and Vekic transcends a routine first-round match. It is a collision of surging youth against a resurrected veteran at the peak of her grass-court powers. The most beautiful element of this specific chapter is that the crushing weight of seeding mathematics has been lifted from Eala's shoulders. She can step onto the court and swing without the fear of a single result destroying her Wimbledon position. She can play to win rather than playing not to lose. This match against one of the premier grass court specialists becomes the ideal high-intensity preparation, a stress test for her baseline weapons and serve before she heads to London. The grass court landscape has transformed rapidly in recent days. Vekic's improbable title run as a lucky loser was a brilliant, unexpected display of resilience and shot-making. Yet the quieter, more enduring story is the mathematical certainty now protecting Eala's position. It reflects long-term strategic thinking. Luck, as the saying goes, is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Eala prepared by choosing the WTA 125 level when it mattered, by battling through rain delays, and by capturing a title at the precise moment it delivered maximum ranking value. She built her own safety net. The unfortunate injury to Hailey Baptiste provided the final external variable. Through discipline, talent, and calculated decisions, she earned this profound stroke of fortune. When the Wimbledon draw ceremony takes place at the All England Club, Alexandra Eala's name will stand among the top 32 seeds, protected, positioned, and prepared to make a resonant impact. The road to the championships continues. Tune into the Berlin Open to watch her test herself against Vekic in a fascinating clash of styles and intent. It promises shot-making of the highest order and another chapter in an already compelling ascent. The mathematics have spoken. The hard work has been banked. Now the sport's most prestigious stage awaits a young Filipina who has shown she belongs. This is how careers pivot, not solely through dramatic wins on the biggest stages, but through the accumulation of smaller, intelligent efforts that create resilience when external forces shift. Eala has done exactly that. The tennis world should take note. The seeding list will reflect it, and her opportunity at Wimbledon will be earned, protected, and full of possibility.